Hello, this is Inside the Press Box with Sunil Sunder Raj for the Everyday Fan Sports. Today, I'm happy to be speaking with Michael Mai, senior linebacker on the Northern Valley Demarest High School varsity football team. Michael, again, thank you so much for taking some time out to speak with me today. I really appreciate it.
I thank you for having me.
Hey, congrats, said on a tremendous career there, on the football field for Northern Valley Demarest. You've had some time now to, sit back and just reflect on what you were able to accomplish. I'm just wondering, just initial thoughts on just, how this season transpired for you, Michael.
I mean, the season went great. There was a lot of adversity, like injuries, just other issues. So, personally, for me, I thought I had a great season. The team had a good season. We obviously had higher expectations. We lost first round in playoffs to Cranford, a tough team. So, I mean, it was a good season all around. And COVID took away our my junior year, and that was a great year for us to develop a lot of younger kids. And I'm proud of my team.
That's great. Hey, just talk about your final season that, preparing, training camp in the summer and, putting the pads on, said the jersey and, along with your senior, teammates, I think altogether 12 seniors on this year's squad. Just talk about, those experiences, Michael.
I mean, the summer we did training with Coach Wood, who used to do Parisi and started a new business, Elevate.
Mhm.
He got us in great shape. We were lifting all year round. I mean, we were waking up around 4 o'clock before school to drive the fair lawn, which is about like a 30-minute drive.
Mhm.
And then the summer we were up early doing conditioning with him, and then that just everything just came into place during the season. He really works on mental toughness.
Mhm.
I mean, just running nonstop in the heat, and then right after that, we got practice with Coach Matola. I mean, it was a great off season and a great summer.
Yeah, great point you made on the mental aspect of the game, because I think people really don't pay enough attention to that. That it's all about the physicality, but if you're not mentally, in tune, said with that part, said it really can, set you back, Michael.
I mean, most of our players play two ways because we don't have too many kids on the team,
Yeah.
and just the conditioning alone. I mean, you got to be able to work through it. We don't get many breaks. I was on almost every special team, playing a little bit of offense and starting on defense. It's just the conditioning is just that's the main mental aspect for our team.
Yeah. Talk about that first regular season game, just the emotions that were flowing through you, just that adrenaline rush, taking the field, Michael.
I mean, we played Paramus, and there was a lot of it was heating up before the game. I mean, they beat us 3 years in a row. I've never beaten them in my high school career. They pretty much they always just kicked our butt, and it was good to finally just to fight back and take the win,
Yeah,
especially in overtime.
that's great. As you said, a tough year up and down, but you guys were able to make the playoffs. So I want to ask you, this team, what made it so special? This collective group this season, to play with, Michael.
A lot of my teammates, we've been playing since first grade together,
Hmm.
and in middle school we had a lot of success. We were like undefeated in sixth and eighth grade. We were always the younger kids in seventh and fifth grade. Like we were the younger kids playing against sixth and eighth graders, and we would still make playoffs. We were just used to this. We were just used to playing tough teams and just working our ass off.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it said you mentioned it. I mean, a small roster. I mean, it said having to play two way. That's not easy to do. But again, you guys were able to persevere. Uh, hey, I wanted to talk about your accomplishments. Said first team North Jersey. Said for defense in the American White Division. Uh, how good of a feeling is that to be recognized? Said by the coaches, said for that, for first team defense.
I mean, it was amazing to get that award, and also after games, it was just great for the coaches to come up to me, telling me that I'm a good player and that I got a lot of heart. It was always just great hearing that from other coaches. It's just the respect in the league is out. is tremendous.
It's great. Hey, don't want to skip over fellow teammates, junior running back Chris Short, quarterback Andrew Argentiano, said also first team offense. Talk about how special it is, to have, Chris and, Andrew on that list as well.
I mean, Andrew's a 3-year starter. He started as a sophomore, and to see him finally on that is great. I mean, he's a great QB. Chris Short, I was working with him when he was a sophomore, trying to help him develop. And I was starting running back as a junior. I'm more of a defensive player than junior year. He was looking good. Paramus had an amazing game, and that just set the tone for our offense. I mean, he's just a playmaker, Chris Short.
Yeah, I mean, it said close to 900 rushing yards, 9 touchdowns, and then you talk about Andrew, dual threat quarterback, both passing game and rushing. I mean, he had 10 rushing touchdowns. Talk about, it said, on the stats, I was able to pick up 66 tackles, 3 sacks, and then on the offensive side of the ball, rushing for over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. But I wanted to ask you about some of your defensive, said teammates. Liam Keller, said 49 tackles. Martin Kim, 38. Joe Carpenzano, 30 tackles. Senior Lincoln Sorensen, 65. Senior defensive lineman Kevin Basmajian and junior Dan Argentiano. Just talk about some of those guys and just what they, this journey that you're on, and but especially this season, some of the numbers that these guys put up as well.
The whole defense was everyone was just playing their butt off. Everyone was just trying to get in there and make tackles. I mean, the defense works as 11 men. You can't just have one person doing all the work. So just everyone, we build the wall and try to make the running back bounce it out to Liam or Lincoln Sorensen, who are overhangs, outside linebackers, and they would just make the tackle. And our inside was we had a lot of big guys in our interior. Ohan, 6'4", 275, George, 270. I mean, we had a lot of big guys in the middle.
That's great. Hey, I wanted to ask you, just going back to training, personally, if there was anything that you did or, said every year, but especially heading into your senior year that, just in terms of preparation as well, Michael.
I worked a lot on my speed this off season because I had camps to go to, and I was trying to get my 40-yard dash, my broad jump. So I was going to Fairlawn just to train at a high school turf with my trainer, Coach O'Brien. It was just great. I mean, not only was I doing that, I was doing the Parisi workouts in the morning about 4:00. Then I was working on my own at our local gym. And I did a little extra this year than I did my junior year because of COVID. I was just stuck in my garage for most of the year, just lifting.
Yeah, that's, I mean, just unreal, the challenges that you guys faced the last season. Very tough, for the seniors, especially on last year's team, that you really didn't get to have a full season. Talk about how much that meant to you to have that full season this year, and, fans back in the stands, parents, alumni, cheerleaders, a band. I mean, just talk about that, overall environment, said at games, Michael.
My sophomore year, we got a little taste of everything. I mean, most of us are just going on special teams or sitting on the sideline. Never got to experience the full crowd, but junior year, that was what I was looking forward to. And then that COVID happened. And then senior year, it was just great. It was just great to see. We have the Norseman Nation, our student section. We had all of them there, see all the parents. My grandparents were able to come to a couple games. I mean, it was just great.
That's good. Glad to hear that. Hey, talk about putting the Norseman jersey on, that number 44 jersey, what that represents to you personally, Michael.
Sophomore year, I just looked at that number 44 and it just stuck out to me. So decided to wear it, and I never took it off. I wore it for 3 years and hope to wear it in college.
Yeah. Hey, and talk about leading up to game week, especially at Northern Valley Demarest High School, the vibe around school, and then, when, so on a Friday night lights or Saturday afternoon in the locker room, before you're taking the field, just talk about, take people behind the scenes, what those moments are like as well.
The locker room is just dead quiet. Nobody's speaking. Everyone's just getting into the mental aspect. Coach Matola always gives us a great speech before the game in the locker room. I mean, always knows what to say and how to get our minds right. And school, everyone's just chattering a little bit, but it's just better in the locker room when I'm just with my brothers.
Yeah. Hey, and on the flip side, talk about road games. I said, taking those bus trips. I mean, these past 4 years must have seemed it flew by so quickly. Talk about those moments, each and every year, like, with your teammates.
I mean, the away games we had a lot of far ones this year. West Milford,
Mhm.
Lincoln, we had to go to Cranford. So, I mean, I remember my first ever varsity game was to Lincoln, and we took a bus there, and then my senior year finally we go back to Lincoln, hope to get revenge, but didn't plan out for us.
Mhm. Okay. Uh, you talked about the head coach Tommy Mottola. Talk about him, this coaching staff, uh, what they brought to the table, some of the intangibles that again made it again great to play for him. These past 4 years.
The coaching staff was amazing. Everyone's just there to help you, and some of the top tier coaches in the state, in my opinion. I mean, Coach Pacelli did a great job with the offensive line. Coach Basile was our defensive coordinator, linebackers coach. He always put in a great game plan. Coach Matola was just, I mean, I used to go to his camps when I was in fourth grade, his football camps,
Mhm.
and I always wanted to play for him. And to play for him in high school was amazing. And he's just a great guy. He always knows what to do. He always knows what to say. He knows how to motivate us, and he knows how to work in the off season.
Yeah. I'm wondering about the linebacker position. It carries a lot of responsibilities, a lot of weight. I'm wondering, as a senior, this year, being able to pass down, of course, your knowledge, your experience, to the younger guys, the underclassmen, the freshmen, and sophomores. Just describe that a little bit as well, Michael.
I mean, my whole thing is just trying to help the linebackers, the younger kids get off their stance better, try to help them get quicker, because a lot of kids tend to do things that they're not taught yet is false steps. They don't know how to take a proper read step.
Mhm.
So my main thing was trying to help these kids out, try to help them be faster off the ball and make a play. My main thing in my game is my speed at linebacker, because I don't. If you look at me, I don't look like a linebacker. I'm taller, not as beefier, but my main thing is being faster and just being able to shoot that gap and make a play.
Yeah. Okay, we all know it's not just about being an athlete; it's being a student athlete, and you're committed to attend and play at Ithaca College. Congrats on that. Talk about
Thank you.
what led to that decision, Michael.
The coaching staff at Ithaca is just amazing with their recruiting. I was getting postcards almost once a month, phone
Mhm.
calls weekly, text messages, Twitter DMs. They were really on top of it, and
Mhm.
they never officially offered me. I had multiple other schools that offered me, but I waited until my game day visit when they played Bridgewater, and right there and then I just knew I wanted to go there
Mhm.
before they even offered me. And I told coach at that game, I told him I'm ready.
Yeah,
And I'm actually going back up to Ithaca December 10th for an official visit.
that's wonderful. Hey, just talk about how you've been able to balance out both academics and athletics at Northern Valley Demarest High School these past 4 years.
It's all time management.
Yeah.
Whenever you get time in school to get
Mhm.
work done, just find a way. Because practice goes long. You get home at 7 and eat, then you shower. It's already 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
You want to go to bed early. So
Mm.
if I have a free period in school, I get some work done in class. Teachers usually give you some time to get the homework done. I mean, even other students helping out, telling me, let's say if I miss something, they let me know what I missed, let me know they can help me. Sometimes I would go get tutoring from my teachers and extra help. I'd be on online Zoom my junior year with teachers almost every day, just helping me, especially in math. And it shows.
That's terrific. I just wanted to pivot to, of course, within the school, the student body, athletic director Michael Pito, principal Dr. Timothy Gorej, superintendent James Santana. What have they meant to you in terms of support, said these past 4 years as well?
I've had two athletic directors in 4 years I've been at Demarest,
Yeah.
and both of them were just amazing. They're always at all of our games supporting us, and they're always giving us high fives, making sure we're doing what we have to do. Coach Butler, I didn't know him too well my freshman year, and then
Hmm.
sophomore, junior year, I started to know him, and he was always at our games, the biggest supporter. And same goes with Opio. He was amazing. Every game just showing us support.
It's great. Hey, I'm wondering about the town of Demers, just the community. What you talked about the support. I mean, from the students, from the high school administration, but talk about the town of Demers itself, Michael.
I live in Closter,
Okay.
but the town itself is amazing. I mean, a lot of great families there, and they really built a nice town around the little downtown area,
Yeah.
and the whole town is coming together. If you look at this town 10 years ago, they actually filmed a little clip of Wolf of Wall Street there,
Hmm.
and it's like a ghost town. You look at it, you look at it now, you can't believe that they're the same place.
Yeah.
It's just a great town.
It's good. Just have a couple more left. Wanted to go back to family, parents, if support from them. If you have any siblings, just if we can talk about that, here with your journey and in at Northern Valley Demarest High School.
I played 2 years of football. My brother, he was a senior when I was a sophomore.
Okay.
He was a lineman, and he was always there helping me out. It's tough as a freshman, sophomore. I was playing scout, going against the varsity kids as a freshman, and he'd always tell me just to keep working. Coach will notice,
Hmm.
and I did it. He was a great mentor, just helping me get through my freshman, sophomore year, and it showed. He told me to keep on working. Freshman year, I got in some varsity games, got a varsity letter, and my dad, coached me in football since first grade. My mom comes to all my games. My dad he's more excited in Ithaca than I am because he gets to watch me play for another 4 years.
That's great. Uh, I'm just wondering, when you were growing up, if there were any other sports you played besides football, and then second question is, what makes the game of football so special to play?
Growing up, I played basketball also,
Okay.
and then in high school, I started playing lacrosse because I was bored in the off season and I missed playing football to hit someone. So I started playing lacrosse my freshman year. So I was a big basketball kid when I was younger, but it was never football for me. It was always just football. Basketball never was up there. I mean, I
Mhm.
played up until freshman year, but football was I just loved it.
That's terrific. So I'm wondering, when it comes to watching football on Sundays, especially the NFL, any particular players that you pay attention to and you enjoy watching.
Um, I used to watch when Ray Lewis played. I used to love watching him
Yeah.
play, Bobby Wagner, but recently I haven't been watching too much.
Okay.
Maybe that's just because I was too focused on the football season, but I'm a
Yeah.
Giants fan. So Lawrence Taylor, I used to wear his number in middle school, 56,
Hmm.
because I loved him.
That's great. Okay. One final before you get the last word here, Michael. Your your advice, your message for younger kids, athletes out there, that want to succeed in football, move up that ladder. What your message would be to them?
Be a program player. Just do whatever the coaches ask you to do, and your time will come. Freshman, sophomore year, you might not be playing on varsity, but your time will come. Just do whatever the coaches ask. They want you to play scout. You got to take a little beating from the older kids, and it's going to pay off. You're going to be on varsity one day. And the whole thing is just getting the coaches to like you and just showing them what type of player you are and your personality.
Great. Okay, Michael, you have the last word here. For family, friends, teammates, Northern Valley Demarest High School, and the town of Demarest.
I'd like to thank my teammates, my coaches, my parents, my grandparents, my cousins. I'd like to thank all of them, my brother especially. I mean, they all just played a big role in helping me get to where I need to be. My dad driving me to training sessions when I couldn't drive. My brother helping me when I was younger as a freshman, sophomore. My teammates just pushing me every day, especially the older kids used to kick my butt in sometimes. It was just it all really just played into place. And Ithaca, it just everything just came into place. I have an older friend at Ithaca who's a sophomore on the team, and knowing that he's there, that he can help me, it's just a great thing to know. So I just like to thank everyone.
Super. Hey, Michael, can't thank you enough for the opportunity to interview you. Saying again, congrats on your success at Northern Valley Demarest High School. Wishing you all the best with graduation, next year, and then of course, moving on to Ithaca College in the fall, and looking forward to seeing what you do at the next level.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.